Yay.
Yay.
He's 4 months today.
Wow, are you serious, Steven?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Put camera on.
All right. Everybody ready? You want one more minute? Dan, what are you eating? Can't tell what that is. Oh, Twizzlers.
Twizzlers. Gotta go Red Vines, man.
Breakfast of champions right there.
Yeah.
I had one of Sally's Red Vines the other day and about broke my tooth. You're not there to eat them, so the stalk has gone dry. How's everybody doing?
Oh my God, that baby.
I know.
Oh my gosh, look at those eyes.
This quarantine has restricted me from snuggling that baby.
I know.
Okay. Ready?
Good morning.
Good morning. So on our page here, so we say hi to everybody.
Yeah, it's nice to see everybody.
Yeah.
We're going to be so glad to see all of you all the time.
I know.
We're really ready. You know, this Brooke and Kate show on Tuesday mornings.
It's time.
It's time, man.
I did hear that they're working on the rules going to happen in phase 2 and what that's going to look like for us larger counties that are going to open up sooner than the rest of the state.
Okay.
I don't know why they don't already have that as a plan.
Whatever.
But whatever. Here we are.
Can't do much about it.
All right. Ready for some new listings? Okay.
I'm gonna put that sheet down.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at the new format.
I know, I love the new format.
That looks awesome. Thank you, Shelby. Okay, I gotta move everybody here so I can see whose it is. Okay.
Good morning, it's mine, Pam Riley.
Oh, hi, Pam. It is yours. How are you?
It is just a lovely Deer Park gym. 4-bedroom, 2-bath. It is a split level. They've just put a brand new deck on, new flooring, new paint. It's right across the street from the school. Park's close by. It is a beauty.
Looks really pretty,
Yeah.
Pam.
Really cute.
Yeah.
309.
Nice.
This seems like a good price.
Yeah, it does.
Becky.
Are you here, Becky? Okay, so Becky has, looks like 2 duplexes. 3 beds in each, which is really nice. $1,460 for each unit for $485 in Green Acres.
I went and saw this yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. It's kind of a sneaky location. It's up there. You take Mission. So basically, if you came from our office and head up the road, just take Mission, and then that's right off the road, off to the right. And there's like about 7 of those. And the builder is Mark, Jason Farrell's buddy. And it was nice. Really, really well done.
Nice. Well, that's good to hear. Great. Thanks, Stephen.
Chris just said they're under contract in the chat.
Oh, well.
Party pooper.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Samara, for reading
Yeah,
the chat for us.
Thank you for keeping us updated,
We've
Samara.
got a lot on our screen here, so reading that chat box is not.
This new format's undoing us this morning.
Okay.
Good thing she has another set of duplexes to sell
Oh,
here.
yeah, another.
Are
This
they
one's
all
off Green Acres.
Everything sold, Chris?
She's got 1 set of duplexes still available.
Okay.
Great. Oh, thanks, Jason.
Jason, thank you. Do you want to add anything to those?
The builder is personal friend of ours. Quality is through the roof as far as the duplex setup. He makes sure that each side has sound deadening wall between them. Nice finishes. Becky's here right now. If she wants to add a little bit more, I'm going to pull her over and let her talk about the one that's available still so she can chime in. Hold on a second.
I do have a question for you. Hey, Jason, one quick question. What do you think they're going to be renting for?
They're going for $1,650 already.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he really did good on these.
Yeah, they look really nice.
He did great floor plans, very usable. For example, there's actually space in the upper landing for an office, so you're not utilizing any of your living space. It's pretty cool. He did
Nice.
sprinklers, all the air conditioning. I mean, they are really nice, high end.
Is that one coming with the whole lot?
Yeah, the whole lot comes on the Green Acres one. The open space of it is not currently buildable because the proper zoning is across Sprague on the north side of Sprague. But he said that's just a matter of time before it, of course, leaks over and they can do that.
So
Right.
they should be able to start putting in the cottages that the valley was approving, but right now they're just, I think they're playing a little bit of a game, but they should allow the cottages here shortly.
Is anybody paying rent for them right now, or are they
Oh
still?
yeah, they're loaded. They're full.
Wow.
Even this one that you have right here, Becky, is it rented out or is it vacant?
Yeah. Yep, both sides are full.
Okay.
Yeah,
at
Just
1650.
he had one side that was available, but it filled 1 week ago. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, all three of them, the Michigan and the Green Acres, have been renting, no questions, $1,650. He's got a list of people waiting to get in.
That is amazing. That's great.
Yeah,
They look really nice.
Makes you
yeah,
wonder.
they are. I mean, quality. And he went all good, solid appliances. He even provided washer dryers. I thought he was crazy, but
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank
Awesome.
you.
thank you. I appreciate everybody's support on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Ken has a house at River Crossing for $299.9, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Square footage, 1387. Looks like a really nice house. Very nice. Jason.
All that paperwork turned in today. It's signed around.
Well, okay, that's great. Dan and Samantha.
Go ahead, Samantha. That's a rancher up in Timberlane Terrace. No basement. Good little view.
Yeah.
45.
Super cute.
Yeah.
We have like 4 available in there right now, 4 or 5 houses, so tons of options.
Awesome.
Take it away, Sam.
Looks really nice. Bill White, are you here? Bill has a new listing on a condo. Okay, it's Sierra Square, 194.9, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Nice. 1269 square feet. That's really nice. Nice size. Trevor.
This is a rancher, about 2,000 square feet, built in 2015. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. Put it on Sunday night. Got 2 offers yesterday. The offers are great offers, other than they're both contingent on homes selling. So if you have a non-contingent buyer, we'd love to look at another offer.
There we go.
When are you reviewing those?
Probably tonight.
Okay.
Super clean.
Okay.
This is one of Dan and I's new construction Viking homes out in Country Crossing South. Actually, it hasn't been started yet, but we do have the same model that we can walk people through. 1,850 square feet, 3 bedroom, 3 bath.
Very nice.
What's the loft?
Hey, is that last one you guys had? Is that like a little HOA? That very first one for 380?
There is a small road maintenance agreement there. It's a private lane. But that's about it, just for road maintenance. This is a new construction rancher, nice high-end finishes, granite, stainless steel appliances, all engineered hardwood floors, 1,320 square feet, 279.9.
Wow, that's a nice area.
Two-car garage, all finished.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah, really good. Steve, are you around? Okay, this is a new listing he has up at Loon Lake. A lot, a little over half of an acre. Look at that view. Oof, beautiful. Is this Libby?
Yeah, put this house on the market a week ago and had 16 showings, multiple offers in 24 hours. So I signed it around, and they never even went through inspection, but we were still in the inspection period, and they flubbed on me. So I called another offer and signed it around, and just heard this morning she's going to flub due to her financing. So we're going to go back on the market today.
Oh, well, it looks darn cute.
Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty loaded for the area. Everything's new. Granite throughout, stainless appliances, all new carpet, furnace, air conditioning, windows, doors, pretty much everything has been updated.
Nice.
Wow, super cute.
Yeah, really cute.
Just out of curiosity, because I had that happen on one of my listings too, with buyers doing the same thing that you just described. Is anybody else seeing that as well? I'm guessing that Libby and I are the only ones that have seen that.
I had a couple come to my office with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's frustrating.
It is frustrating, but it's a good reminder to just keep everybody well informed of what's going on and try to get somebody in backup, if not two people in backup. So if you're working with buyers or sellers, I mean, take that backup position if it's offered to you. It's not a bad idea. So
absolutely.
Great. Thanks, Libby.
And that's all we got this morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Any other new listings coming up?
I have one.
All right.
All right, Samara.
Excited. So I have this cute little lake place coming on. It's in Pend Oreille County on a small little fishing lake. It's called Caldwell Lake. The cabin was built in 2004. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. It's on septic and its own well. It has 200 feet of lakefront on the little lake that it's on, and it's going to come fully furnished. What else?
Hey, is that public water?
No, it's on a private well.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought.
Let's see. They feed that lake with brook trout every spring, so it does have good fishing. That area as well has several maintained snowmobile trails. So if you have clients who like to snowmobile, there are recreational areas up there to do that. The cabin was built in 2004 and seriously looks like it was built yesterday. They've really well maintained it. The grounds are really nice. So yeah, it's a really cute place. It should be coming on under 250 is what I'm thinking.
Nice.
It's about a 2-hour drive from here to there. The last 9 miles are gravel road. It is really flat and easy to drive, but it feels like a really long drive the first time you go up there. So that should be coming on Tuesday next week.
Good. That sounds great. Anybody else have new listings coming on?
I have one coming on today.
Great.
It's out here in the valley off Barker. It's a rancher, 5-bedroom, 2-bathroom on a 1/4 acre. It's got a 30 by 10 foot shop with power. 275. It's in decent condition. Should be move pretty quick. So let me know if you want to get in there. It's easy to show.
Great. Anybody else? How about buyer needs? Who has some buyer needs?
Becky's got a listing coming on.
Kate, you remember that one you looked at last year? We had the lot for sale and we let you look at the builder's own home.
Oh, yes. Those are great homes.
Yeah, that house is for sale. We're listing it this week. We're getting photos done today.
Oh.
It's a custom craftsman on top of a hill up in 9 Mile on Pine Ridge. Super quality, beautiful
Very
open
nice
space.
quality.
I apologize, I don't have all the statistics in front of me right now. I believe it was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, fully finished. It's a 2-story, so it's got a nice loft area. He's finished some landscaping and all the stonework inside. He's got it pretty much primed and ready to go. We're gonna be listing that at $575.
Beautifully built house and very unique top finishes. Really nice.
Thank you, Kate.
Anybody else have buyer needs or new listings?
I have a new listing coming on today. This is Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
Hello. I have a 3-bedroom, 1-bath just west of Northtown Mall area. You can't see or hear any of the traffic from Division, but it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, all on the main floor. And then there is an unfinished basement on it. It's going to come on at $199. Has new floors, new paint, but it's a homeowner's paint job. So, you know, not perfect paint, but metal or aluminum siding, nice roof, 1-car garage detached, but $199.
Sounds great. It'll last about a minute.
I hope so.
This is Dawn. Can you send me some information or some photos on that home?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat, the address. I don't have the photos back. They're going to be back at noon today, and then we'll go live.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I have a buyer need for Ryan Caudell. He said he can't make the meeting, but he wanted to share. He needs a large rancher, 4+ beds, 2+ baths, 3,000 square feet, prefers a walkout basement, looks like basically everywhere besides Mead, $450K. Pre-approved for.
Okay.
I need a condo, Liberty Lake, up to 400.
Okay.
I've got a buyer who wants to be up near her grandbabies, up near Colbert. So we're kind of focused on the north side. She'd like to get something along the lines of a 4-bedroom, 2-bath where she can have people like her family in the bottom part and she'd be in the top part, around $200 to $250.
Okay, great.
I need something in Cheney, 2 acres or more, probably like 2,500 square feet, 4-bedroom, 2-3 bathrooms with the shop, and then another one in Cheney, 3-bedroom rancher on 2 acres or more, and then anything in the valley, high end, 400,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom rancher has to have a 3-car garage.
Great. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, lots of activity out there.
Oh my gosh, you guys are doing so great. It's really wonderful. Chris is very, very busy.
Yeah. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. So with that, we'll move into our talking about Chris here for a second. Oh, Bobby's information there. Okay. So I'm gonna share with you guys our new listing checklist. Can everybody see this listing checklist here?
Hello?
Yeah? Nods? Please, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. So this is a checklist that we came out with in the girls updated in March of this year. I know that we all get a ton of emails and communication and posts on the hub and everywhere else. We are going to send this out again today. It'll be coming from me, so please look for it. and get rid of your old listing checklist and your old transaction sheet. This transaction sheet was updated in March as well. So let's be sure that we're all using the right one. On the listing cover sheet, the biggest change here was this social media graphic. So if you check the yes box here, the girls will create your own personalized social media graphic and send it out to you so you can do with it what you want. So please be on the lookout for that. I think that was the biggest change to this guy here. And then we also have the Penrith. The Penrith form that will be added to this as well, so we're not forgetting that into our transaction desk. So please be on the lookout for that. And then, like I said, get rid of your old one and save this. We're also looking at adding it onto transaction desk. More of a reminder, because I know that everybody's still working from home and unable to print out a lot of this stuff. So please be sure, to be on transaction desk. Unfortunately, the way that transaction desk is set up, we cannot make it fillable there, but it'll still be there. So if you're able to, if it's easier for you to print it out and fill it out, we'll have it in transaction desk as well. But again, it won't be fillable, and this one is. So you have two options there to help you guys and to help Chris so that she can process everything, because she really, really needs this transaction sheet in order to process your transactions and get everybody heading in the right direction. So be on the lookout for that. Kate, anything else you want to add to that?
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing there.
Let's see, really quickly while we're on the paperwork topic, little things that we're noticing that have been missed on the financing addendum. On the first page, at the very bottom of that page, is that little tiny checkbox. Please don't forget to check that.
If you're working with a buyer.
If you're working with a buyer, exactly.
Yeah.
That protects your buyer. If the seller initiates their seller's right to terminate, that protects your buyer and not having to waive their appraisal rights. So be sure you're not missing that box. If you want to pre-fill out some templates, talk with Sam. Sorry, Sam, I'm going to volunteer you for this one, but Sam is the master at that. If you want to go through and fill out some templates, I'm sure that Sam would be happy to show you how to do that. I can help you with that too. It takes me a little bit longer than Sam because she's at a pro at it. Kate and I can help you, but anyways, it's really, really important that you guys don't miss that.
We had an agent about a year ago who did miss it, and that scenario completely happened, and they had to waive their financing contingencies to stay in, and the box was not marked, and they got a low appraisal, and honestly, they had no rights to be able to negotiate anything.
Yeah,
so it was tough.
Yep, absolutely.
Good question. Is the inspector referral necessary for paperwork in Sky Slope?
Yes.
Yes. For buying side only.
For buyers, yes. And you need to have 3.
Yeah, you have to have 3.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a bunch of forms coming in with like 1.
Yeah.
But there's a whole reason.
Beats the purpose.
Yeah, that beats the purpose. 3 is because we're legally required to give our buyers 3 different options for them to choose from. So 3 is good.
Yeah. Yes, you have always been asked to do it before. It's always been in there. So, yep. Michelle, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. But yeah, that has always been in there. So let's see here. Another thing, Form 17, we see a lot of the
box on the first page right before they start answering with their X's, where it says, is the seller living in the property? Is the seller currently living in the property? Yes or no? That one of those boxes has to be answered. It's really easy to miss, but we have to have on record whether they are currently living in the property or not.
Yeah, so if you happen to see that and you're representing a buyer, just kick it back.
Yeah, kick it back to the listing agent. We need this done.
So, okay.
Lead-based paint. Lead-based paint. There are so many places on that silly lead-based paint addendum. You guys have to either sign, initial, sign, initial. It's a pain, I get it. But it's a federal form. And there's a $10,000 fine to both the agent and the brokerage if we get audited, and one thing is missing. So we just don't want to do that. So just make sure you go through it really carefully. There are more initials needed on page 2, and you have to sign it. So just don't forget those, because you don't want to have to go back after and get it.
Let's see, buyer agency form. On the very bottom of the last page there's a little box that is tempting to fill out. It's very tempting. You don't need to fill that out. That is if your commission is going to be changed from what you initially disclosed it as. You know, that'd be a good idea to change it there. But yeah,
Yeah,
maybe you want to add to that.
Yeah, no, just, you don't need to fill it in unless something changes. If something changes, you should probably go back to your buyer agency agreement and change it. But first time out, don't worry about it.
Yep. Addendums. So we have also seen a lot of addendums come through, and they're not numbered. I know that there's no specific place on our Form 34s or 36 counteroffer form to number them. It's okay to throw a number 2 up on the top of the form and a number 3. If it's a counter and you're going to be countering number 2, X out counter number 1 and write a number 2 on counter number 2. It really helps keep your paperwork in order. There's never a question when we're broker checking files, you know, if there was something else.
If there's just something that hasn't been signed, or is it no longer pertinent?
Exactly. So it's a really, really good practice, really good habit to get into. Just number those forms. So pretty easy there. Okay, any questions on any of that we just went over? Anybody need clarification?
Yeah, real quick on the forms. Is that something that should be brought up with the forms committee to number those?
You know, Terry, yeah, for those of us that are also licensed in Idaho, and I've said this for years, if we were able to combine both states' forms, I could create the most perfect contracts. Because yes, in Idaho they are numbered. At the very top, big bold letters, addendum, number, and then a blank line for you to fill it in. It makes sense, right? Why aren't they on the Washington forms? So that's a great idea. Maybe we should
a note in.
Share that idea with the Washington Forms Committee. So I'm going to sign you up for that, Terry.
Yeah, thanks for offering.
Thank you, Terry.
Yep, I can be voluntold.
Perfect.
One question.
Yeah.
My question is I actually just did a referral form for the inspector, and I only put one on there, but it was because my client was very adamant that that's who she wanted to use.
Okay.
And so I just put the one person down. So typically, would you just add a couple more just in case?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
I would.
Because the way the law reads for Washington is that we are required to provide 3 names.
Okay.
It's the same thing as recommending lenders.
Right,
you know?
same thing.
It's all to protect you guys. It's your big CYA. In case somebody came back and said, oh, well, that's who Bobby said I had to use. She didn't give me any other options.
And look what they
your
did.
Inspector lost, you know, he just missed a ton of things, or she, excuse me, they missed a ton of things. They're going to come back to you. So it's just a way to protect you.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of some Annie Fitzsimmons learning here today. A few different scenarios here. We're not going to do those ones because I don't agree with them.
Okay. Wouldn't want to mess with that.
You won't either, I promise.
Okay.
Okay, so first one, here we go. And I know that this has come across. We've had these conversations before, so it's a really important reminder to hear what we have going on. Okay, question is, our firm represents the buyer. Selling broker submitted a 35R to listing broker giving notice of additional inspections, but forgot to attach the inspector's recommendation until the following day, which was after the deadline to respond. Okay, listing broker says that because the inspector's recommendation wasn't attached, that the buyer has waived their inspection contingency. Is that correct? Anybody want to throw up a hand here?
I've been seeing a lot of stuff about us we shouldn't attach anything to a 35R unless we are formally requested to.
Yes, that is absolutely
the
correct in a standard request, right? But this is the request for additional inspections. So when it's requesting, when you're sending it in saying, okay, we need additional inspections, the inspector said we need this, do we have to send something in with that? The answer is yes, okay? Based on the language in the Form 35, triggering the additional inspections period requires a timely notice of additional inspections, and the notice must be accompanied by the inspector's recommendation for additional inspections. The reason for that is because you can't just say, oh, I need 5 more days because you drug your feet and didn't get something done. The inspector has to see something like mold in the attic, okay? And then you're gonna say, oh, it looks like there's mold. I want to have an additional inspection because I want to get my mold guy out to take a look at it and let me know what he thinks. Okay, so you have to attach the inspector's recommendation for additional inspections. If you do not, and you think that you're all hunky-dory and moving on, you are wrong. Okay, any questions? Okay, very, very important. Okay, this one also we've had conversations about in the past, but it's definitely important to revisit this one on a regular basis, I feel. This person is looking for more clarity in a seller not being able to record audio of buyer's conversation in their home. Okay, this agent is saying that they reviewed the Washington Privacy Act, and it states that notice to record audio can be announced. Wouldn't a disclosure in the agent's remarks on the MLS or a sign posted in front of someone's home be sufficient to announce the audio recording? Any thoughts on that? Okay, the answer is no. That is not enough information. Okay, here's what the statute says. Consent by all parties is needed pursuant to this chapter. Consent shall be considered obtained whenever the party has announced to all other parties engaged in a communication or conversation in any reasonable effective manner that such communication or conversation is about to be recorded or transmitted, provided that the conversation to be recorded, that said announcement shall also be recorded. So if you're going to be recording somebody, I have to have it on record that I've said, okay guys, I'm recording this meeting. And then I have to get your consent, and then I can record. So me saying it has to be recorded, and then you agreeing to it has to be recorded. Okay? You cannot just, your sellers cannot just have recordings going in their house.
Or having their Ring, which has, you know, their Ring has audio to it. And just, oh, it's okay because it's just on.
Yeah, it's a really, really sticky situation. So I know that we are very good at telling our sellers, or buyers, excuse me, hey, you know, don't say a whole lot, don't show too much, don't discuss the house, don't discuss any negotiating tactics while we're in the property because this could be happening, okay? I think that we should all assume that it is happening.
Yeah, I would just assume that it's happening.
If your seller says, I've recorded conversations, you need to tell them that that is 100% illegal.
And they have to stop.
And they have to stop. No questions asked.
What about under where they might record it, but they don't have sound? Because I've had that happen where, like, we were going through a house and the listing agent immediately calls me and said, we said don't open that door.
Yeah, video is different.
Yeah, video is fine.
This is recording voice conversations. So, yeah, just be aware, okay?
Just assume sellers are both watching and listening to you.
Yep. Okay. Okay. This one, we're seeing a lot of 22Bs, a lot of home sale contingencies out there. There's a very, very common question that Kate and I get asked, and it just came up this week on the legal hotline as well. So buyer has a contract that includes a 22B, the home sale contingency. If the buyer waives their contingency because of the bump clauses being exercised, have they in effect also waived their financing contingency, or does that remain in place? Anybody?
Who has this answer? Oh, come on.
Somebody
Somebody's
knows
got
this.
it. Somebody knows this.
Okay.
Yep, it does.
It does.
It does.
Thank you. You have absolutely waived financing
world.
contingency and every other
Everything.
contingency benefiting the buyer.
Done. Done, period, done.
So unless your buyer has cash sitting in the bank and they can get rid of their financing and they can close, the other caveat to that is that they have to close the transaction 30 days from the date the buyer waived the home sale contingency. Okay?
So in other words, if they don't have the money in the bank, they really have no ability to waive that 22B contingency. They just can't.
It's bad form.
Yeah. I still get a lot of questions from agents, Brooke, who say, so when my buyers have sold their home, I have to do a 22Q, right? And the answer to that, which is now that you turn that contingent on the sale of buyer's home into a contingent on the pending sale. And the answer to that is no. You no longer have to do a 22Q after you've sold that house. Each of those documents are isolated as their own. So you don't have to do another 22Q to move it on.
Yep, absolutely. That's an old
old
way of doing it.
For those of us who've been around a long time and remember that.
Yeah. Okay, any questions on that? And that form is a little, it's not tricky. There's just a lot of details in that form. So
one of the other questions I get on that form all the time is they say there that the address 123 Main Street is going to be sold by X date. Well, what that form means when it says sold is that you have a contract in place, not that it has closed. So I think that's kind of confusing to people a bunch.
Yep.
So you just have to have it under contract by that day.
Yep. That very last sentence in that first paragraph.
In that first paragraph.
Okay. Okay, one more. This one here, it's really long, so I'm just going to summarize it. The gist of this one is on the on Form 21, excuse me, on your purchase and sale agreement, has the line for the addendums that are attached. Okay. Let's say you wrote in there a 22A financing addendum, but the financing addendum was not attached to the contract. Okay, that financing addendum is not a party to that contract. That list does not mean that oh, hey, it's a double check and it's a checks and balances.
It's just a check and balance. It has no legal repercussions. Those lines have no legal repercussions.
Okay.
So the only way that financing contingency could happen in that transaction is that the actual form is in the package.
Yep. Okay. In this particular scenario, it came down to an inspection addendum. Inspection addendum was listed on the line. It was not included with the contract. Okay, listing agent missed that, buying agent missed that as well, and they went ahead and did the home inspection. Oh, sorry, my phone's ringing. They went ahead and did the home inspection, and listing agent allowed that to happen. Buying agent wanted to come through with their requests, and listing agent said, oh no, that wasn't part of the transaction, you can't do anything. Okay, well, in my opinion and in Kate's opinion, we talked about this, and in Annie Fitzsimmons' opinion, there is a really big gray area there, because even though that form wasn't attached, the listing agent allowed the inspection to happen. Everybody thought that it was there, okay, but in all actuality, it was not there. So, really, really double check. I don't know what happened. This is just one of the stories that was on on the legal hotline. So I don't know the final story to this, but it's just a really, really good reminder that you need to slow down, take a minute, double check your work. Okay, double check. Even if it's listed on that forms line, does not, and it's not in the contract.
Does not mean
it doesn't mean it's in there. You don't have it. You're not protected. On the opposite end of that, if you have the form attached in your contract, but it's not listed there,
fine,
you're okay, because it's part of the contract. Again, that line is just a checks and balances. It's saying, hey, there's an additional 4 addendums that are here. Double check that they're there.
I always like to say that if you have all the addendums in your line on 21, after you're all done, go through your package and check and balance, like checks and balance, see if that 22A is there. Yes, there's the form. 35, there's the form. So use it as a way to checks and balance for yourself. It can be helpful that way.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, any questions on that, guys? Did anybody learn something new, or was just a good reminder? Yeah. I can see you laughing, Kim, but I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that, you know, a lot of times we're just so busy and a lot of things can get missed. So it's just, you know.
You know, the thing is, it's really important to remember, guys, that filling your forms out can come back to haunt you. They really can. And I have to say, having reviewed a whole bunch of them in the last week, that you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah.
You really are. You're doing really so much better than you were. They're just, I can tell the agents that are just really busy because things just aren't there that should be, that I know they just kind of got forgotten. So just slow down enough to do that checks and balances.
Yep, absolutely. And the hard thing is too, is that everybody's thrown off right now this last couple months. Everybody's in a different space and a different mindset. I mean, everything is just a little weird.
It's just different.
So, you know, showing a little grace to your coworkers. If you notice that it's not there, you know, maybe give them a heads up. Hey, you listed it, but I don't see it. Clearly, that's what the intention is. We'll save the battle in the long run. So, you know, there's just something to think about.
I had a question on that.
Anything
Oh,
else?
Stephen had a question, I think.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, and I don't know if it applies or if this is weird. So would your 22A ever not protect you per se, but you know, if a lender requires the property to be inspected to get the loan, could you, I mean, if you had to, could you fall back on that and say, well, we can't get the property because of lending because we didn't get the inspection, or could you back out of the deal?
Yeah, I mean, the 22A might be an extreme example because there's so much language in there that without that, you don't have a contract anyway. So, you know, that's where you hurry up and pick up the phone and say, hey, clearly this person is getting a loan and they're getting an FHA loan. So, you know, there's other things that have to happen. It's really, you know, figure out how to get that back in there just as soon as possible, as soon as you notice it. You know, and if not, then you need to get out of the contract so you don't lose your earnest money, then so be it, you know. Because you're not, I mean, if it's not there, you're not protected. Okay.
You know, they have what they call that real estate education fund. I know several of you have that fund. It's not a fund, but that's where, you know, these things can kind of, you pay out of that fund for when we make no errors that are small but important. And, you know, it's just a matter of looking at boxes and checking, slowing down enough at the end to check the forms in the package.
Yep, double check. Okay, I think that's it for that. We'll just have a few announcements. Monday is Memorial Day, so the offices will be closed. So plan ahead if you have listings that need to be turned in, or transactions that need to be turned in, or you're missing some paperwork and you want to be paid.
Turn it in.
Turn it in. We will not, the crew will not be in on Monday. So if you need anything, if you have a listing that goes under contract, reach out to Caterite and we can help you with that. But the crew will be enjoying the holiday. Let's see here. We're working on getting these really cute little kits that Windermere has put together with a face mask, gloves, you know, single-use hand sanitizer. So these little kits will hopefully be available to you guys soon. You know, I know that everything has been on back order for the last couple months, so, you know, I know it may have been more beneficial to have them a couple months ago, but hey, you know,
We still need it.
we still need them. So hopefully we'll have those soon. We'll let you know when those do become available. You know,
As well as the stand-up hand sanitizer dispensers will be in each office, which will be really nice to have. So
yep,
several
absolutely.
different options for your clients and for you.
The kits, they do have a minimum order of 250. So as an office, we've ordered them, and then we'll just bill you out individually. It's a very small amount, so we'll just bill it to your ARs. So it'll be really beneficial to you. Tracy and Sally were also able to find some gloves and masks. So they did order those because they will most likely be here sooner than the kits. So the office has ordered those as well. So if you need those when they come in, we'll let you know. They're not in yet. And again, there'll just be a minimal cost to those as well. So
obviously when the governor does, hopefully very soon, let us move on, it's going to come with making sure that we have these protection items in place all the time for you and your clients and crew. So we're going to have to really hold to that. So we want to make sure that all of that's available to you to use as you need.
Rest of the week, tomorrow we have another Ninja challenge day. So tune in for that. And then nothing on Thursday. Friday, new agent training on forms still. So, and then that's it.
That's it.
So.
And you guys are really busy.
Yeah, very busy.
Are we having a sales meeting next Tuesday?
We're not 100% sure yet. We'll let you know. Typically, after a holiday in the past, we haven't, just because everybody's still in vacation mode. So we're still discussing.
We'll let you know
what we'll do. So we'll let you know. Okay. Shelby.
Oh.
I got this $25 gift card to Starbucks here.
Hey guys, hang on for a sec. Looks like Taylor had a question.
Oh, hi Taylor.
When do we get to come back?
When we go into phase 2, so whenever that is, and then there'll be certain office protocols that we'll have in place. So,
okay.
I mean,
we hope soon.
Whenever that is, though.
We don't have that date. No.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so the Fuhrer is having a press conference today at 11 a.m. to where he don't even get me started. To where he is going to be announcing the new criteria for counties of 500,000 plus, of which there are only 4 in the entire state, us being one of them, and then the Tri-County area on the Puget Sound. The hope is that those criteria, which largely were drawn up by Nadine Woodward and her crew of people working on this, would be the criteria set forth, knowing the Tri-County area won't hit it, but we will. And then therefore the hope would be the cascade domino effect would be sooner than later an announcement of pushing us to phase 2. But we've heard before numerous promises he was going to make, and then he does the 180, AKA the purple cow. So we'll just see what happens here. Keep kicking it, rocking and rolling, until, because we can only do what we can do, what we have in front of us.
Thanks for keeping up to date on that, Scott.
You bet. Hey, Kate, one more thing, not to put you on the spot. Can you just real quickly hit on what's going on within the commercial sector that you're seeing before we jump into the drawing?
Well, I guess what I do see is that multi-family housing is still popping. You guys are probably seeing that. You've had some of your own that you've listed that has sold quickly. So there is such a housing need in Spokane right now that sector of the commercial world is popping. Prices are staying high and they're selling fast. And that can be from 4 units to 50. They're just selling very well. Commercial space contrasts that a lot because there's a huge concern in the world as to what the opened world is going to look like next. So, you know, big, huge office buildings or a lot of the empty commercial space around the entire county, that stuff is going to sit right now, and it's may not last. I think there are probably very few buyers for it. It's too big. I think the whole concept of employees working at home is taking hold, and I think we're going to see a very different framework for office and workspace. So I don't think anybody wants to make a move on big commercial space right now because they, one, don't know. The lending is very difficult. The lending for commercial work has been very difficult, and it continues to be. And then on top of that, there's just really not a lot of people who want to go buy big buildings right now. Leases for leasehold, there are good leases going in for small space, as there always is, but again, not for big. So really multi-family housing is where the commercial world is seeing a lot of good business. Any questions, comments?
One question from Michelle in
Yeah.
the comments. Agent Accelerator, did we miss that?
I haven't talked about it.
Okay. Like, I think we just ran out of time.
Okay, all right, ready for our drawing?
There's a Starbucks card.
Okay, here we go. I double checked that everyone was in here, but if you guys want to check real quick.
Oh, we trust you.
Samara.
Yay, Samara. Starbucks for you.
I'll connect with you on if you want me to leave it here or whatever. We'll connect.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for all your great work. You guys are rocking.
Yep.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Have a good week.